All right, folks, welcome. It's Wednesday night, and that means we are with the IWM Cup Series. And tonight we are at Texas. Yes, our schedule is a little odd, but we welcome you to the IWM broadcast of the IWM Cup Series here, and we are at Texas for the Wurth 200. I'm Rick Souza in the booth with Noah Evans, and Noah, should be a fun night. It is hot in Texas.
Yeah, we're in Texas, I can tell. I'll tell you that much. This racetrack is so much fun, but it's one of the toughest, if not the toughest, mile and a half we have on the schedule. You can see 1 and 2 a lot flatter and way less banked than 3 and 4, almost flat out through there. This track is going to be all about tire conservation. It's a tough track to do that at. Not only that, as hot as this place is right now, these guys are really going to struggle keeping the rubber on those cars.
Absolutely, it's a hot one. Practice is just about wrapping up. We'll go over and let's just cover our race info for tonight's event.
Yes, looking at it here, you can see 78 degrees outside, so the air is not as bad. You take a look at the track temperature, 137 degrees. It is blazing hot here at Texas Motor Speedway. 1.4 miles, so not exactly a 1.5, but it was part of that era of cookie-cutter tracks we saw in the 90s and 2000s. It was reconfigured in the 2010s to have a different turns 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. No chance of rain, obviously. If there is one, it's very low. 134 laps will be the distance we run tonight. Stage break at lap 40. These guys got 5 sets of tires for a reason. They're going to go through them pretty quickly. I expect to see every other pit cycle these guys start taking tires. And about the stage break is our fuel window, about 42 to 47 laps.
All right, qualifying is underway. We'll take a peek of who's on track qualifying. Let's find a driver or two, and let's take a look at them making their way on track.
Like the 2 of Todd Merkel, the Dearborn native out on track in the number 2 machine. We'll see what kind of time he can lay down.
So this is one of those tracks where the second lap should be their fast lap. Again, if you're unfamiliar with the qualifying here at iRacing, they're all basically qualifying at the same time. So as Todd crosses this first line, you'll begin to see times populate just like that. We're seeing other drivers' times get posted. So right now, Kyle Smalley's put up pretty much the fastest time so far with a 30.52. Of course, that's his first lap.
Take a look in that third spot. That's the 67 of Pete Tart, last race's Talladega winner. Huge upset for that number 67 car. Won it by about 0.03 of a second coming to the line. One of the closest finishes in IWM Cup Series history. He's going to look to back that up tonight as he will be so far 5th fastest. And Matthew David Wood, pole right now. I believe this is only his first lap. We'll see what kind of time the 21 can set. There he is right there. Matthew Wood, the Nicholas, West Virginia native for Good Racing Diecast. We'll see what kind of time he can do here. Second lap getting ready to be on the board for the number 21. Checkered flag will fly and he will go not faster, second time by, 30.485.
Still a smoking time. Just a couple drivers under that 30.5x time right now with just himself and Michael Anthony. All right, qualifying is underway still. Try to find someone else who has yet to qualify. Let's find Christopher Howell here. Let's see. Christopher Howell is a substitute driver. We saw him at our last race.
A good qualifying effort for the 4 machine of Brian Jones as well, currently sitting in the 8th place spot. Christopher Howell on the 63, once again a fill-in driver. Second lap coming on the board here. And that will not get him inside the top 10. That will put him 15th.
If the 63 is typically driven by Nathan Carroll, and I think that's who Chris is substituting for tonight.
So most cars. Yep. Well, that's not going to help him any better.
No, that's really not.
That shows you how tough the exits are on this racetrack. Aiden Kirker. It's been a bit of an up and down season for the number 39 machine, looking to rebound here in the number 39. Currently sitting in the 4th place spot. We'll see if he can make this second lap any better. Looks like he will not advance. So 4th place for Aiden Kirker. Going to try to rebound this week. And let's see what the Delancey, New York native can do with some great starting position here. Sammy Harrell in the 43 for Goat Racing Diecast as well. I'll tell you, Rick, it's been a rough couple of races for that 43 machine. It's been in It's been in a couple accidents here. A little bit loose there off 2. Looks like his lap was done, but it's been rough for Sammy. It's a good qualifying spot for him, but he always seems to be at wrong place, wrong time. And especially at Talladega, had an up-front car, actually led a couple laps. Just got shuffled back, got in the big one, and was not able to finish that race. So keep an eye out on Sammy Harrell. He's got a lot to race for tonight. And that number 43 machine, keep an eye out on him. He'll be starting 12th.
All right, that wraps up our qualifying. We'll cover our keys right after we get the lineup done, once we get that done. Well, let's cover our keys while we're waiting for those guys to populate. Let's cover our keys here. Well, no, never mind. Here we go. Just like that. We're changing it up.
On point tonight. All right, Matthew David Wood, pole position. I feel like we say it time and time again. He's on the front row. Michael Anthony to his outside in the 14. Row number 2 consists of Kyle Smalley and Aiden Kirker, one of his best qualifying positions of the year. Row number 3 consists of Maxwell Caldwell and our Talladega winner, Pete Tart, in the 67. Row number 4 is going to be Jared Wishon and Jordan Weaver in the 45. And rounding out this top 10 is going to be Andrew Palesci and Brian Jones in the 10th place spot.
All right, starting in row 6, you've got Walker Thomas and Sammy Harrell. Good showing for Sammy up there in P12. In row 7, you've got Justin Lewis and Ty Bostic. Row 8 brings us Chuck Van Scoik and Zach Lindgren. And in row 9, you've got Christopher Howell and J.R. Houston. Row 10, our top 20, brings us John Ledger and Jeremy Brown.
Going through the rest of this field is Roberto Ramirez starting 21st. Maurice Burnett will be starting 22nd. 23rd will be the 93 of Bud Shear, and 24th will be the 55 of Nathan Yarnell. Row 13 consists of Christoph Hall and Luke Bullard in the number 3 machine. He'll be starting 26th. Row 14 consists of Cody Sturgill and Todd Merkel. He'll be starting 28th. Sturgill will be 27th. Row 15 is Justin Horton in the 37 and Marco Berube in the number 99 machine. Row 16 is Calvin Allison in the 88 machine. He'll be starting 31st. Ryan Pittman in the 08 will be starting 32nd. Row 17 is Casey Herschel and David Watts in the 54.
And that wraps up our field.
Good group of cars. Can't wait to see how this one's going to play out. Really tough racetrack today, really hot racetrack. These guys are going to have to be on their A game all day long. We saw a lot of guys get really loose in qualifying here. This track doesn't rubber up super well, and as hot as it is, all those marbles are going to get shoved up to the top side of that racetrack. I expect that middle to bottom lane to be where most guys are going to try to run, but it's Texas. This track shifts around a lot.
So like that, talking about the keys, tire management is going to be key here. It's hot, and it's Texas.
Yep, line selection. This track has a very different 1 and 2 compared to 3 and 4. A lot slower, a lot tougher to take. You really got to figure out where you want to run, high, middle, low. And clean air and traffic management. This is one of the fastest half miles we have, 1.5 miles on the schedule. You have got to get out front early. That's going to be vital for these guys for position, and especially pit road spots gained as well. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, also, just as a side note, pit road entry is going to be a challenge as well.
All right. And we get ready to rumble in the Lone Star State, led off by Matthew David Wood and Michael Anthony. We are green at Texas Motor Speedway.
Good, solid jump by this field. They're solidly together here.
And Wood will clear the 14 as they dive down into 3 and 4. Hey, listen to the throttle on these cars. So much more aggressive going into 3 and 4. They can almost hold it flat out through there.
Yeah, that inside line is really solid up as just one driver or two experiment with that high line on the outside. Oh, more than that as they work their way around here. Passing is going to be interesting. All right, see the third place driver, Kyle Smalley, there as he's worked his way up. Still 1, 2, 3 from our initial starting order, but already Pete Tart has picked up 2 spots.
Yeah, Pete Tart joined a little bit later into this season here, running, I believe this is 7th race, I believe, in the series. What a run it's been for the young man in the 67 machine, doing a great job here. He's currently sitting in the 4th place spot now. He gets by Aiden Kirker in the 39, and he's chasing down Kyle Smalley, which Michael Anthony, speaking of this top 3 here, been a great qualifying effort for him, has put together some decent finishes here. He's got a chance to win this one. He's run well here before. Let's see what this 14 can do here, but it's still way too early to tell.
Good side-by-side action here at the front. Usually we see it kind of clear out by now, but no. Kyle Smalley up under the 14 of Michael Anthony there. Those are teammates. Aiden Kirker's back there in 4th with Pete Tart. They're battling back there for 4th and 5th.
Here comes Kyle Smalley trying to make a pass on the inside line here on Michael Anthony in the 14 machine. Coming off 2, still side by side. Really hard racing between this top 5 here. As Tart trying to make Anthony pretty much take that corner faster than he wants to. If he can get that 14 to go up high, he can duck back under. Just Tart looked indecisive here, trying to figure it out. Another big mover here. He's found his way up into the 6th place spot in the last couple of laps. Coming up from 10th is Brian Jones in the 4.
Looks like the track's cooled off just a little bit since our practice session. Track temp is down to 118, but still pretty hot here in the Lone Star State.
And Anthony hung out to dry. He gets stuck on the outside line as Tart will take over the 4th place spot now. He's still fighting for with Anthony. Anthony will lead for 5th that time. So top 5 so far: Matthew David Wood, Kyle Smalley, Aiden Kirker, Michael Anthony, and Pete Tart. And I tell you, it's almost every week these two manage to find each other up in front. Matthew Wood and Kyle Smalley. Both of these guys every single week manage to find either 1st or 2nd, 2nd or 3rd. They're always up front next to each other.
Good battles all over the field as we look back, a bit farther back here. Just here you've got the 94 of Max Caldwell. He's there with the 45 of Jordan Weaver. They're battling, and then just behind them we've got Andrew Pileshi and Sammy Harrell here with Zach Lindgren. They're battling right here. So all across the field, there's lots of action happening around. We'll look back to the field right now. See Chuck Van Scoik door to door with the 20 of J.R. Houston. He slips under. And then Christopher Howell right there in the 63, trying to get up under. That's the 20 as well of J.R. Houston, but they're 2 and 3 wide back here.
And you talked about the 91 of Andrew Pileshi just a second ago. Pileshi was not available for Talladega last weekend, and this is his first race back as we have a pass for the lead happening. Big loose out of Houston there, coming off of turn 4. And the pass for the lead almost gets done, just does not have enough, and Smalley goes mowing grass.
He's got that shorter line there on the inside. He's got the position. Matt Wood to the outside.
Tucks in.
Yep. But going back to that battle with J.R. Houston, right there, the 63 of Christopher Howell gets by, but he was dirt tracking there for a while with that 20.
Yeah, Houston was super lucky he got out of there. This track is really unforgiving when it comes to mistakes like that. It's a really good save for Houston there. Unfortunately, that's going to lose him a lot of time as he's towards the back half of this field.
Looking up a little bit farther, you've got Michael Anthony now all the way back in 18th position here. Just some sliding back here as this car struggles a bit here. It may be the heat, maybe just how it's set up, but he's back here currently now in 20th, falling back.
Yeah, either he's not been able to find a hole to duck down in, or that car is just pushing tight. It does not look like the car we saw running second just a couple laps ago, but a little bit of loose there out of John Ledger in the 19.
Yeah, that rear end stepped out of him just a little bit there. He held it together, but I think these drivers are beginning to see that this track is not very forgiving and easy to get super loose here.
Now that wall comes at you really fast, especially off of the corners here. And John Ledger almost found out that turn 2 wall. There's Paleshi running ahead of the 43 of Harrell right now. Down the back straightaway, pretty much all single file. A couple guys ducking low. So I got a car in the apron in the back straightaway.
Oh, caution's out.
Caution's out. You can go back and find who that was.
I think that was Christoph Hall in the 98. Somehow that 98, he does have some left rear damage there. Let's take a peek and just see what happened to him.
Yeah, it looks like it started with the 49 of Herschel at first here. Let's see, here's the 98. You can see a car up ahead of him is already loose. Yep, there's Herschel there. Comes back up the racetrack and just nowhere to go.
Yep.
He gets tapped. And then, yeah, he's going to have a little bit of damage there for sure. Doesn't look too bad. No, it looks like just some front bumper damage. So he should be able to get that buffed out pretty quickly. A little bit of damage in the left rear, nothing too bad. He got out of that way better than I thought he was going to.
Yep, absolutely.
And cars on pit road. See if they do tires here. And yep, he's getting damage fixed here.
Let's see if we can raise a driver here, get a little bit of an broadcast. Kyle Smalley, can you hear us?
I gotcha.
All right, 13 laps in, 14 laps in. What's your thoughts so far about this track? It seems pretty warm out there.
Yeah, the track is very hot, but it's just all about clean air, really. I mean, this track, right now it's tight behind the Matthew right here, but that's why I'm trying to run the second lane if I can, or get a left front headlight in 3 and 4 out in clean air. It's just I'm trying everything I can. And without sending it into one and doing some stupid slide job this early, it's going to be hard to get the lead.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we'll keep watching it. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Got it. All right, that was Kyle Smalley giving us a little bit of a peek into what his thoughts are, just 15 laps into the Wurth 200 here in the IWM Cup Series. He'll be starting on the outside of Matthew David Wood on this restart.
We'll see what that 51 can do here. Smalley, he's been competitive. He's not quite been able to get by the 21 so far. But this restart here, we know how good Smalley is on restarts. See if we can get a jump on this outside line, maybe.
Lights are off on the pace cars. We're getting the field back together. All right, Matthew Wood is in charge of this restart. So this is the first time that the driver will be in control. Last time it was our flagman, but Matthew Wood will be in charge of this restart, which shows how much of a jump he can get. He doesn't have any of his GOAT Racing teammates around him. He's surrounded by Balls Out and Elite Motorsports.
I wouldn't say a rivalry, but it's been a budding one for sure. Both of these teams top of the line in what they do. And let's see this restart here. It is Wood, it is Smalley. Behind them, it is the Aiden Kirker in the 39 and Pete Tart in the 67. We're back to green in Texas.
Yeah, not a real huge jump, just enough to maybe half a car. And that's going to allow the 51 to stay right there with him.
Side by side off turn 2. Look at Kirker. Looks like he's trying to find a way to get around this lead pack here. Very competitive number 39 machine. And Tart trying to tuck back in line. Looks like he will. And we are side by side for the lead.
And just a bit of a nose out there for Kyle Smalley. He's got it. He'll be credited, I think, for leading that lap by about a foot. They're still door-to-door, side-by-side here at this front row. That's good for everybody behind them.
Yeah, if you're either of those drivers, you really don't want to be side-by-side for longer than about 10 laps because you're going to start using those tires up. Smalley looks for a switchback on the front straightaway. It looks like he can't quite get it done here. So he'll tuck back in line. As I was talking about it just a second ago, the longer you're side-by-side with somebody, the more both of you are going to be using your tires up. So keep an eye out as we go side by side. About for 3 wide in the back almost for Sammy Harold. My goodness, really tried to stick that car in there. Couldn't quite get it done. And this battle right now this is for the 8th place spot is between 4 cars. And this is a great battle right here.
Yeah, they're still battling it out there. Yeah, just ahead of them, Justin Lewis, Maleshi, all of those guys. And just as a record, Matthew Wood did lay down the fastest lap of the race so far that last time as he stayed out in front of Kyle Smalley. But now Aiden Kirker has made his way around Kyle Smalley up at the front.
Yeah, it looks like it. Matthew David Wood about, I would say, a couple tenths ahead of this field now. Looks like he's about 3 tenths, I'd say, behind with the 39 in hot pursuit here. These guys looking a little bit loose there, coming off of 2. A couple cars going high, you can see in the back straightaway there. But really good run for Matthew David Wood, blazing fast. He knows he's got to run to the end here. He's got about halfway through to the stage, which is on lap 40. So he's got a little bit to get there, but I don't know if he's going to try to burn his stuff up this early on. We'll find out here.
Looking back at the field, see the 88 of Calvin Allison. He's door-to-door, as well as the 1 of Walker Thomas and Sammy Harrell. This is mid-pack here. These guys are battling it as if it's the last lap. But that goes back to what you said at the top of the broadcast, that every spot counts. You can't, if you have an opportunity, you've got to take it.
Yeah, it's like you were talking about with the clean air on the track notes as well. You have got to be able to run clean. That's going to save your tires tremendously here. Almost 4 wide coming off of turn 2 there.
Oh, I think this is 19 of Ledger loose again. John Ledger's picked up 5 spots since this race has started. Almost as much as Calvin Allison. Calvin's picked up, he's sitting in 15th spot. but that 88 Texaco Havoline is now up 15 spots.
Another big mover is the 93 machine of Bud Shearer. He's up from 23rd. He is now in the 15th spot there. Good run for Bud Shearer, the 93.
So I called that as a Texaco Havoline car, but it's just painted just like it with Misfit Mafia. Yeah, Ryan Pittman, unfortunately, was in something. Let's go back and just see what happened to Ryan Pittman here.
There's the 08 machine.
Oh, drifted right into the 3.
Yeah, that's teammates too. Between the 3 and the 8, and Pittman, like he tries to save it here. And really unfortunate there. I think that was Herschel who maybe hit him. See here, can't quite tell who that was. Yeah, Anthony got by that, super lucky there. Burnett, yeah, Maurice Burnett.
Maurice Burnett, yeah.
Super unlucky there. Tried to thread the needle, just couldn't get it done. And that's one of the things about Texas. We slowed that down a lot for you watching. That happens so fast. I mean, it's milliseconds for you to react to what's going on in front of you. So it's a lot harder than you think it is here.
Yeah, you can't. It's really not up to as much as you want to say. Oh well, you know, he could have picked the inside line instead of going high. Doesn't always work that way.
No.
You've got a lot of inertia and momentum carrying you up high. Super hard to control it.
So far, 2 cars, it looks like, out of this race, possibly. Looks like David Watts is 3 laps down here. Ryan Pittman will not continue this race. He is officially DNF'd. So 1 car out of this race so far.
Yep. David Watts currently just a few laps down, but he will continue. Number of drivers on pit road, making their way out. But that puts Matthew David Wood as the control car on this restart. He will have Aiden Kirker to his outside, Kyle Smalley behind, and Pete Tart at the other, bookending the second row. Aiden Kirker.
It's like he's in second, it looks like.
Unfortunately, the elite guys are not in our Discord channel, so we're not able to bring you any in-car commentary directly from those guys. So we'll pick and choose who we bring in. All right, lights are off on our pace cars to get this back underway. Lap 27 complete here as we work our way towards our stage break around lap 40. Again, 134 total laps for tonight's event.
Not super long to go to the stage here. We start, I think, about 11 to go.
13, yeah, by the time we go back to green at lap 28, yeah, 11, 12. So Casey Herschel was the beneficiary of the lucky dog. The only car still in the pits is Maurice Burnett, and unfortunately he has retired as well from that incident. He had a meatball flag and he was unable to continue. So 2 cars out, 32 in this field.
Back to green. Good jump for Wood there on the 21 machine. He'll go back to the high side. Smalley's going to try to make this line work once again here. He'll tuck behind the 21 machine. Side by side for fourth between Tart and Jones. Car way up the racetrack there, almost into the outside retaining wall. And still green down the back straightaway. It is still Matthew David Wood leading this race.
Yeah, Aiden Kirker just did not get the jump. I don't think he wanted it. Unfortunately, that backed up that entire top line. He winds up currently losing the position back to third as he tries to battle back. Just behind there, they're two wide with Pete Tart and Brian Jones battling for position. As they settle down to what looks like just single file here with Matthew Wood just getting a nice jump on the field. Another fast lap by Matthew Wood. That's a 30.19 smoking lap. Oh, caution flies again here.
Oh.
Roberto Ramirez. That car has got some significant damage.
Oh, it's 37 as well.
Yeah, Justin Horton's also trying to get that back underway, but Roberto Ramirez, yeah, he's going to be hurting. He's being given the meatball flag by iRacing.
All right, let's take a look here.
That's him in that blue car just on the high line.
Did it start with Horton possibly? Yeah, it looks like it started with. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Gosh, that's unfortunate for the 23 Ramirez. Nothing you can do at that point. You're just along for the ride.
Yep. 25 had no place to go. He basically just ate the wall.
Yep.
He just run up there by the 37.
Let's see if we can get that onboard of David Watts there, because he got very close to that inside wall there and getting through that wreck. So you can see what that 54 did there. Here's Watts in the 54, so there's the wreck happening in front of him. You can see how low he is willing to go. Wow. He almost hit both of them. Good avoidance by the 54, barely getting out of that one.
All right, so that brings us our third caution of the night. This is here at lap 30 or so. Handful of drivers in the pits. I'm guessing we know for sure that two drivers are out, Maurice Burdett, Ryan Pittman, but my guess is Roberto Ramirez will not be able to continue.
Yeah, you can see on pit road that right front was just not wanting to turn the way he wanted it to. So it looks like Ramirez will possibly be done for the night.
All right. Well, the lights are still flashing as we get this field straightened back up. We thank you all for tuning in to tonight's event. And if you do get an opportunity, if you haven't already, go ahead and reach out over there and subscribe to our IWM broadcast network. We certainly would appreciate it as we build our broadcasting family here on YouTube. Bring you races typically every Wednesday and Thursday night, internet willing. And it looks like the iRacing and league admins have sent the 37 to an end-of-line penalty, so it'll start at the back of the field. All right, lights are off on the pace car. Matthew Wood is in charge. He does have the 51 of Kyle Smalley to his outside. with Pete Tart and Aiden Kirker behind.
All right, for Matthew David Wood, been an almost perfect day for that 21 machine. Smalley has been in grasp of the lead the last couple of laps. He's not been able to lead it yet. He is getting there, though. It's just been an uphill climb for that 51 to try to get there. For Pete Tart in the 67, it's been a good night for him. He's been consistent so far. He's going to try to go for this stage win here. And Aiden Kirker in the 39. At this point for the 39, it's been up and down for him this season. It's stay up front, get those points, stage points even, get anything you can, and try to stay in the hunt for the championship this season. As we get ready to go back through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone, a good jump by the 21.
Yeah, right there, 67 to Pete Tart, Kyle Smalley. Oh, car loose.
Yes, Tart.
It holds it together, but that backed up the whole field, and now we're 2 wide, 3 wide mid-pack. Justin Lewis to the inside here. We're 3 wide through this turn. As the field settles down just a little bit. Back up front, Matthew Wood out in front, but right behind him is a lot of action going on between the 4, Brian Jones, and looks like that's the 67 there. That is Pete Tart trying to find his way back up. He's got the 85 of Zach Lindgren to his outside.
Yeah, Tart lost a lot of spots there getting loose. That's going to cost him a lot of stage points and just a lot of points in general.
I don't know what's going on. We coming back? This is crazy. Not sure what's happening here. All right, folks, we are back. Sorry for that. Not exactly sure just what caused that, but again, we are at the mercy of the internet.
It looks like we Yep, we are. So it looks like we had a caution earlier on between Justin Lewis and the 88 machine of Calvin Allison. That really was the only thing to note when we went back to green.
Looks like we are at lap 44 of 134. Is that correct?
Yes, we are on lap 44. You are correct.
All right. Luckily, we were able to pick right back up. We didn't miss a whole lot, and I think we're able to bridge our broadcast, which makes it that much more interesting.
There you go.
All right. See if I can bring us the stage information. Okay, so I do have stage results. Matthew David Wood won that stage with Kyle Smalley in second, Aiden Kirker in third, Brian Jones in fourth, Zach Lindgren in fifth, Pete Tart in sixth, Andrew Pileshi in seventh, Maxwell Caldwell in eighth, Walker Thomas in ninth, and John Ledger gets the final stage position here.
Good run for Ledger. Is a much-needed run for that 19. Back up into the top 10. He has regained a couple spots as the 67 of Tart. Looks like he'll be restarting in the 6th place spot as we get ready to go through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. We're back to green.
All right, something happened to Matthew Wood there. He just fell back.
Trouble for the 21. He's watching that lead slip away as Michael Anthony is battling with Kyle Smalley. Smalley blows the doors off the 14 machine down the back straightaway. And Kyle Smalley finds himself in the lead.
Balls Out Racing 1 and 2, 13-20 in 3 and 4. So this is battle of the top teams right now at the front of the pack.
Caldwell, Pileshi, 3 wide. Pileshi with Thomas and Lindgren. And they get out of it. They're still 3 wide as Tart wants to make it a party. 3 wide even.
Almost 4 wide there as the 93 of Bud Shearer sticks his nose in. All
now
this
Matthew
is happening.
David Wood wants it.
Yeah, they're 3 wide with Pileshi. Wood is the sandwich.
Gosh.
Sandwich by the 1. He slips through a good run, good speed on that 1. Kyle Smalley lays down the fastest time of the race, a sub-30 time of 29.99.
Wow. He's flying.
Fresh tires, during that unscheduled break, the stage took place. All these drivers got fresh tires and fuel and are able to figure out just how they're going to attack the balance of this race with 87 laps to go. Pete Tart trying to get up under the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. Tried and backed off, but right back there with behind Pileshi is John Ledger and Brian Jones. They're door to door with the 43 of Sammy Harrell and J.R. Houston behind them.
We're trying to fight here. Harrell makes it almost 3 wide there coming off of turn 2. A little bit of contact with the wall there. See some smoke down the back straightaway. So Kyle Smalley inherits the lead of this race. He's got it by about 7/10 of a second now. And that 51's starting to pull away. Can't quite tell what happened to the 21 of Wood there. Looks like it was just a botched start for the 21. That puts him back to 5th. He's got a long way to go.
Up front, Kyle Smalley's got about 0.6 of a second out in front of his teammate Michael Anthony, who is kind of stretching out a little bit of space between himself and Zach Lindgren. But Matthew Wood now finds himself up to 4th.
Wood gets by Caldwell. He moves out to the 4th place spot. He's still got a lot of work to get done here. You can see there's Balls Out Racing 1, 2, 7, and 15. And Kyle Smalley doing a great job leading this race. They've put themselves in a really good spot here for some stage points. Going back, there's 1320 Enterprises, Maxwell Caldwell with Paleshi. They're really spread out there. Really steep drop-off there from 9th to 20th. There's Elite Motorsports, Zach Lindgren, their highest car right now. He's up into the 3rd place spot. Everybody on that team trying to play catch-up with the 85 machine. Good Racing Diecast. There's Matthew Wood in 4th right now. The rest of his buddies, Sammy Harrell and Christoph Hall, holding on to their positions in 10th and 22nd. And Harrell is looking to have a better night than he had at Talladega. Let's see what he can do here.
Christoph Hall is in good shape, being in 22nd. He was involved, I think, in our first incident.
Yep.
Oh, caution flies.
Oh.
I heard it, but I didn't see it. Sammy Harrell, we were just talking about Sammy Harrell.
Yeah, looks like he just went for...
J.R. Houston, though, also has got problems. See what brought out that caution.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to stop talking about Sammy Harrell. I think that's a good idea, because every time we say he's having a good day or having a good run, something seems to happen. There's a 4 machine of Brian Jones to his inside.
Oh, there's where it starts.
Oh, yep. So there's contact. The 43 making initial contact here. He got out of that a lot luckier.
There's contact with the J.R. Houston 20 victim of circumstance there.
Yeah, Houston had been really struggling most of the day. Had gotten towards the back of that pack, was struggling with the loose car, and looks like that'll do him in. Smoking engine, left front tire not moving, and it looks like the day for the 20 machine is done. But Sammy Harrell got out of that.
Same with the 46.
Yep.
46.
Jeremy Brown.
Yeah, he was involved with the 20. That's what took them both out. They're both meatballs. Out of all that, Sammy Harrell seems to have the least bit of damage. You have a number of drivers on pit road. You also see Matthew Wood headed down pit road. Ledger, Jerry Brown, yep, Ty Bostic, all on pit road.
We'll be taking tires.
If you have the opportunity, go ahead and take it.
Yeah, in Matthew Wood's case, he's got a long way to go to get back up to the lead. 4th place may not seem like much on the racetrack, but pitting from there, really going to cost him a lot. He's going to lose a lot of spots there. That will move Maxwell Caldwell, who is fighting for that spot, up to the 4th place spot. Wood has a long way to go. Looking at that, that is a heck of a field of cars ahead of him.
Yeah, he'll find himself back in 17th position. So, all right, look, we're a lot more stable right now. I'm not sure just what caused that outage, but hey, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, looking better already, thankfully, and back on broadcast. Get ready to go back to green here. Looks like pace car lights should be off.
They are.
Yep.
So it's a balls out front row with Anthony and Smalley. You'll have Zach Lindgren right there behind the leader and Maxwell Caldwell to the outside. Yep, that did regulate. That did move Matthew Wood back. He is in. I think it's going to be officially in like 17th position, but he's deep into this pack right now. Well, we'll see how this all plays out on this restart.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting restart here for Zach Lindgren especially. I mean, that third place spot is really valuable if you're that 85. We'll see what he'll do with it. He's got an opportunity to lead his first couple laps of the season tonight. Let's see what Zach Lindgren can do with this.
Pace car is off. Back under green here in Texas in the IWM Cup Series. Kyle Smalley out in front. Good jump on the restart as this field begins to make its way into turn one.
Good jump for Smalley. He'll leave Anthony pretty much in the dust here. Anthony going to go down, block the low line consisting of Lindgren and Tart. Going back into turns 3 and 4 here. Really tight racing for this 5th place spot.
Huge battles across the board here. Lindgren, Caldwell, Tart, Walker, Thomas, all battling for those that top 5 spot. .76 laps to go. I'm not sure how our telemetry is going to... our telemetry is not good right now. It's not in... We'll have to wait for the next round of pit stops to see if our telemetry is accurately portraying what's happening out there. Solid run by the 51. He is out in front with all clean air. Behind him, Zach Lindgren is moving into that 2nd place position. He's got Michael Anthony behind him with Pete Tart there in the 4th position. Maxwell Caldwell is there in 5th. You've got Walker Thomas in 6th with Brian Jones in 7th and 8th. You've got Cody Sturgill, good showing for the 64, up in 8th with Jared Wishon in 9th. And here where things get a little crazy, Matthew Wood now finds himself up to 10th. He's been able to jump up at least 7 or 8 spots, and he's cracked the top 10.
And that car is on rails right now, blowing by this field here.
Yeah, he's got his line that works, and he's able to execute at least through the corners. As he gets up in the backstretch, it gets a little crowded. You can see it with the 64 down lows, 21 stays high. But he's able to drive past running that high line.
And Matthew Wood finds himself in the 8th place spot now, way up the racetrack on the high side. He is all the way up there using every bit of racetrack, and he makes it work.
He does, now up to 8th. Trying to find a way to get around the 4 of Brian Jones. Again, he's using that high line. Let's go on board with the 21 of Matthew Wood.
Car just looks steady. Really clean, really smooth movements there. Looking to the inside of Thomas. Can't make it stick.
Yeah, he's just really smooth on that high line. Little contact there, but he's able to really leverage that outside line. 69 laps to go, 66 complete, just past, almost to the halfway point here. As Matthew Wood now finds himself in 5th spot behind Michael Anthony. Yeah, he has found the solution here. He's found the way to stay up high and just have a ton of speed in that car.
Doing a great job of it. He's already found himself back up to the 4th place spot here, getting by Michael Anthony. If you're Kyle Smalley, just go at this point. You got 67 laps to go. You still have a decent amount of ways till the end of this race here. So if you're Smalley, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'd worry about everybody else behind you possibly catching you, because Lindgren is gaining just a little. It's not a lot, but it's just a little bit on that 51.
Yeah, jumping back up front, you see Lindgren is just about half a second or so behind. Tart is there. Wood is about a second and a half back. But yeah, and you know, you've got to balance here, because if this is going to be a full out run till you run the tank dry and you have to come in and get fuel for your, but maybe your last stop. You know, unfortunately, we don't have telemetry information to know when they will be in next. We'll see it when you see it. So we don't know how the rest of this is going to play out, but mathematically, there should be one more stop to go that we know of. And you've got to balance it, because we talked about this multiple times during other races. If you just burn yourself up front, it's going to be super hard to maintain it as you add laps. But if you're smart and you're kind of balancing how you're burning up your tires and taking care of your car, you can have a lot towards the second half of this run. We've
still a long way to go here.
Yeah, so we've seen Matthew Wood do that all season long. He just kind of runs his line, seems to protect it, and then towards the latter half of the stint is able to put a move on.
Doing a great job of it. And Smalley just trying to stay clean. That pretty much is all he has to do here. But look at his rearview mirror. He's gaining on him. I was just gonna say that needs to be played at some point, because he's on the outside.
Caution's out. Not sure what brought out this caution. Don't see anything on the screen. Looking back through the field, looking for.
Looks like it was with Caldwell.
Maxwell Caldwell.
And looks like it was Caldwell and Shearer getting into it.
Oh, yeah, there's contact there. So it's a 94 round. He saves it. Still loose. Unfortunately, they end up getting collected again. And Cody Sturgill just saved it. He just could have been a whole lot worse for the 64, but he figured out how to get by without any contact. But
for sure,
this does bring everybody down pit road, and that's good for us in the booth, because now we actually have some telemetry to work from.
Helps us out a lot for sure.
All right, first the entire field now finds itself on pit road. No, Matthew Wood. That was a just a fuel stop for the 21, I think.
What it looks like. Interesting call there by the 21. I would assume he had 3 sets left at that point. Interesting call.
3 or more. Now, Sammy Harrell did not come in on that pit stop, which puts him out in front. He'll be the leader. Will lead a lap here. They'll have Matthew Wood to whichever position he takes, inside or outside. But unfortunately, everybody behind him went in. Just like the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik finds himself coming back down pit road. This caution's here at lap 75 of 134. Looks like he just topped off fuel. So, you know, we've always commented that these goat racing guys, they've always got something up their sleeve. They always figured out a way to slice this. That puts 25 and 34. I don't know. That's almost 60 laps. I don't think you can do 60 laps on a full tank of fuel.
Yeah, you would be stretching it very far if you were trying to do that.
Well, Fielder's on the back stretch coming into turn 3. To the 21 of Matthew Wood will take the outside of his teammate, Sammy Harrell. Now again, Matthew Wood took fuel only on that restart while everybody else took fresh tires. But that being said, we've seen Matthew Wood be do great on the rubber he had on that 21.
Crazier things have happened. We're back to green.
All right, door to door, the 21 and the 51 there. But Smalley has fresh tires. Oh, the 43 is wide. There's contact. 43 is losing it. He holds it. I don't know how we didn't go. They're 4 wide now. We're still not out of this.
3 wide, 4 wide going into the corner. Big moment there for the leaders. Whew.
Man, they hold on to it. That 43 of Sammy Harrell now finds him back in 17th. Puts Kyle Smalley out in front with Zach Lindgren. They're battling for the lead.
I don't know how the 43 saved that.
Nope, and I don't know how the field made it through around him, but here we are. Kyle Smalley, Zach Lindgren battling here. They are still door to door. And the 51 gets out in front of Zach Lindgren. Bud Shearer finds himself now up in 3rd. In front of another goat race, in front of Matthew Wood.
Yeah, good run for Shearer, the 93 machine. Put in the work. He was involved in that incident earlier, but he still kept that spot pretty well. And at Matthew Wood, once again, a little bit of work to do here. It looks like he may have a little bit of left rear damage. He's going to try.
A lot going on right behind him, too. He's not out of the woods. He's got a lot of action happening behind him with the 17 of Jared Wishin. He's got Michael Anthony back there, chasing him down, Pete Tart. All those drivers still looking to take that position. And behind them, it's still 2 and 3 wide. All right, 55 laps to go here for Kyle Smalley. Well, look, that's going on. Let's take a quick look at the points. Let's see where we are at.
Let's take a look here. Kyle Smalley, who's your current leader, up in front, 408 total points here. That's 42 ahead of Matthew Wood here, and that's why that 3 spots between them means so much to Wood. He's got to find a little bit of a gap here to get up to Smalley, and he loses another spot. He drops back to 6th place now, behind Jared Wishon. Looking through the rest of this field is Walker Thomas, Maxwell Caldwell, and Jared Wishon rounding out your top 5 here. So a couple cars in that top 5 in this top 10 still.
Yeah, it's really it's significant now when you win the race. You've got not only just, it used to be just a 10-point delta. Now it's, I think it's 15 points. I'll get an update on that in a second here from our telemetry info. Yeah, so the winner will be awarded 55 points. Second place gets 35 points, and the points count down by 1 position after that. So 20 points delta by winning the race, that's key. And then if you add in those stage points, of course that's good for Matthew Wood. He won the stage, but Kyle Smalley came in second, so Kyle Smalley picks up 9 points. And if he were to win, that puts, his winning at 64 points, but he led a lap, so 65. If David Wood came in second, he'd be at 46 points. So really, he'll come away with this race a 20-point deficit.
Kyle Smalley now under pressure, very heavy pressure from the Whataburger car. The number 85 of Zach Lindgren. And he is running that 51 down to the corners.
Yeah, he's just got a couple tenths between himself and the leader, and everything he can to pull it off. Incident earlier we had Sammy Harrell. He was down in the grass. At 43 is surviving. He's still on the lead lap, sitting in 24th.
So now Tart comes into the picture. He's behind Lindgren, and possibly looking at 2 in a row here for Pete Tart. Be a heck of a win. Right now it is Smalley, it is Tart, Lindgren, Shearer, Wishin, Thomas, Jones, Anthony, Ledger Hall. That's your top 10 here. And Rick, we're getting down to 44 laps to go.
Time is ticking away here. Kyle Smalley out in front. His time has got a little bit more between Pete Tart now as Pete Tart makes his way around Zach Lindgren to take over that second place position. He's definitely closing in on Kyle Smalley. Again, we talked about saving your stuff, and I think Pete Tart has figured that out.
Is very fast right now in that 67 machine, and he looks down to the inside here. Could he be set up to pass? Thinks better of it.
Caution's out.
Second side. Oh my.
Luke Bullard, something happens in the 3. He's got a meatball flag. He's hit hard. Let's see what happens in the 3. There's Matthew Wood to the inside.
Oh, looks like he just lost it.
Yeah, 3 just got loose. Oh, man, hard hit.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like no secondary contact, but that 3 has got some major damage. In fact, he is on pit road. No meatball flag right now on that 3. But he's right now assessing the current damage on that Chevrolet. Well, that does bring out the caution here. Now, that being said, with 93 of 30, yeah, that's what I figured. Everybody's coming down pit road. This should be their last stop of the evening. Now, Christopher Howell in the 63 did not come in. He is staying out.
Look at Tart right on the rear bumper of that 51 machine.
Right there as these drivers work their way in. So Matthew Wood only took fuel last time, but he's now getting tires all the way around in that 21. Big gaggle of drivers as they exit pit road here. And that is a huge stop for Christopher Hall. I think he took fuel only, and he finds himself now in second.
For the let's see what will happen here. We saw it with Sammy Harrell. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. There's a lot of good cars behind him there.
Yeah, that was not the most auspicious restart, unfortunately, for their 43. But he knew it. He knew that he did not have what everybody else had behind him. So, but he held on to it. But here at the front, it's going to be very interesting. You've got a few drivers. Christopher Howell and Calvin Allison did not come in. They'll be 1 and 3. Christoph Hall did come in, but he took fuel only. And with the exception of Nathan Yarnell, who also came in the 55, he took fuel only. Everybody else took tires and fuel. So a number of different strategies here. We'll have to figure it all out.
This is going to be a fun one, that's for sure.
So it's like what our telemetry shows us that 63 of Howell has about half a tank of fuel. He will need to stop one more time. He's probably counting on the yellow. But these drivers who came in, we'll look at Christopher Hall. That tank is full.
Nothing to worry about there besides tires.
That's right. Which is a lot.
All right. Christopher Howell. Christoph Hall. That's your front row two. We're back to green here in Texas.
Good jump by the 63. He's out there. Christoph Hall, not quite the jump. He's got, again, older tires, and everybody on him is fresh rubber. And he's loose. He's loose.
Oh, get safe. Christopher Howell running for his life in that 63 machine. He'll take the middle line here going through turns 3 and 4. Kyle Smalley going to try to slip by the 63 here. Coming off turn 4. Looks like he will. Tart's going to now swoop in for that spot. He's got Calvin Allison in tow as well.
Yeah, 63 cannot compete with these drivers who've got fresh rubbers. They're just that much faster here. You saw what happened with the 98. He slipped back. Where's Christoph Hall now? Is back to 18th.
Yeah, 3 wide with Jared Wishon there in the 17. And he's fighting with Bud Shearer in the 93 with Lindgren in tow.
A lot going on here just behind the leaders. Got the 63 slipping back. But he's sideways. He's going around. I'll bring out a caution here.
And he locks it down.
Watch that 63 here. He's a little loose already. There he goes. Right in front. That's Christoph Hall. He's in front of right now. No, that's the 4 of Brian Jones. There's a little bit of contact there, but not bad. I think the 63 will probably find himself on pit road for some fresh tires. As we're under caution again. I think probably for the 8th time tonight. It says 5 on the board, but you know, we had that little bit of a hiccup in the middle of the broadcast.
Got it fixed, got back on track, and we are in for one heck of a finish here.
I think Sammy Harrell is our lucky dog candidate. He'll probably get a lap back.
Yep, he is down 2.
And they'll get 1 back. All right. Well, 100 laps complete here. Just 34 laps to go. Most of these folks have come in here at lap 93, so just a few drivers came in. Nathan Yarnell, Mark Ruby, Brian Jones, Justin Lewis, Casey Herschel, Sammy Harrell also came in. 63, I believe, stayed out. No, he did come in as well, so he looks like he just took fuel. It's a 4-second stop. All right, next time by, we expect those lights to go off on top of our pace car. We'll get back to racing here. Kyle Smalley will be out in front. He'll be the control car. He will have Pete Tart to whichever location he goes to, whether he takes the inside or outside. And that second place will be Pete Tart. Third will be Jared Wishon and Bud Shearer. That's your top 4.
Yeah, how about Jared Wishon? It's been a heck of a trek up through this field here to find himself in this spot. He's been a really fast car these last couple of laps here. And let's see what this 17 can do here, as it looks like something with the 51 here.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't think it'd be a fuel issue.
Oh, he last came in at lap 93, so he should be good.
Yeah, he should be fine. Yeah, he's got fuel, so don't know what the issue is there between the 51 and the 17 there, but I do know is that we are coming into turn 3 here, getting ready to go green.
Yeah, I did see the 17 just tap him a little bit, say, hey, I'm here, right behind you. A little bit of a bump, a little friendly little bumper-to-bumper contact there. Pace car is about to drop off. All right, great jump. 51 battling the 67 of Pete Tart to his outside, but he takes that position, and third is Jared Wishon.
Good jump for Smalley there. Wishon drops back to the third place spot.
Oh.
Let's see what Tart can do, and the 98 gets loose on the back straightaway.
We're still green. We're still green. He's still underway. 98 gets back and going. No flag. All right, Kyle Smalley out in front. Pete Tart second. Wishon third. Lindgren fourth. Matthew Wood in fifth. 32 laps to go here in Texas. A little bit of a battle back here between Bud Shearer and the one of Walker Thomas. Another balls out racing trying to crack that. We've got 3 drivers currently in the top 10 with balls out racing. And traffic up. Jordan Weaver's the only driver, but he's just outside the top 10 in 12th.
A really good run for balls out racing here. They can pull off a heck of a finish. They can get this one to go here. 30 laps to go this time by.
Really, you've got a number of drivers. You see Elite Motorsports, they've got 2 teams. They've got Wishon is sitting in third. Pete Tart, also part of Elite Motorsports, sitting in second. And Zach Lindgren sitting in third. So three Elite Motorsports guys in second, third, and fourth. One GOAT Racing driver, that's Matt Wood right there, currently in fifth. With, I think, an affiliate driver with Bud Shearer in sixth. And then John Ledger and Ty Bostic sitting 8th and 9th with Southern E Motorsports. They're up to 7th and 9th.
M1 doing everything they can. 3 wide here.
A lot of action throughout the field. Right now we have single file back up front with Smalley, Tart, Wishon, Lindgren, and Wood. As the 21 sets his sights on the 85 of Lindgren, but Laps are counting down, just 27 laps to finish this race.
Yeah, something is off with the 21 of Wood. Ever since that missed restart, he's just not looked the same. Really unfortunate day for that 21. Had a really good race going. Just unfortunately couldn't get the spots he needed, but he is fighting to get back up there, and he's within sight of the lead. It's not too far out for him.
Yeah, he gets around the 85 of Lindgren now, just outside. He's got just less than 1 second, 99 tenths behind the leader of Kyle Smalley. Solid racing going on. Kyle Smalley is holding off Pete Tart, but Pete Tart's right on his bumper. Christopher Howell in the pits right now, getting service done. Kyle Smalley leading. Again, thank you all for tuning in and staying with us through here on this race here on Wednesday night. We appreciate all of you. If you have an opportunity to subscribe, please do. We ask that you join our IWM broadcast family.
Really good show getting put on right now. Honestly, anybody in this top 4 group could win this race.
Oh,
they all look very competitive, and I think they're just waiting for that perfect time to slingshot around the other and just try to steal a win here.
Well, if Wood and Wishin can kind of work together, I mean, they're closing that gap, but they need to really get tighter to make any move here. But you're right, Tart's on the move.
I wouldn't try to race Wishin right now. I would try to get, well, I say that, and he goes for the inside here for third. But I wouldn't try to fight too hard with the 17. It's go time. I mean, you don't have almost into the wall there. Big loose for the 17.
Yeah, there was contact there between the 21 and the 17, but they held it together. Now they're battling. But look, the Pete Tart's going for the lead here.
Pete Tart looking for his second win in a row. Has a shot to win it here at Texas with 21 laps to go.
Yeah, they're battling. They're battling up front. Has allowed Matthew Wood to work his way around the 17 of Wishin. Now he's on their tail.
This is not what Smalley wants to happen or what he wants to see. Is that 21 starting to creep up closer and closer? He's stuck in a spot he hasn't really run pretty much all day. Tart a little bit loose there, slides up the racetrack. He's going to lose that spot back to the 51.
Oh, caution's out.
My, oh my.
Chuck Van Scoik involved. The 4 of Brian Jones. Cody Sturgill, another driver involved as well. 4 of Brian Jones is toast, I believe. Not sure where this happened. There's the drivers right there, all 3 of them involved. See, Coach shows how high he gets loose. Oh, let's find a different angle. Oh my gosh, look at that. That 64 was in the air.
Yeah, I was gonna say that in the racing world is what we call suboptimal. Usually you want all 4 of your tires to be on the racetrack, and he certainly went for a ride there.
Yep, he sure did. Wow. All right, major damage on the 4. He's in trouble. See the nose of the 23. He is in trouble. He's got some major damage there on that 23. Everybody is coming down pit road because they all need to. I'm looking for the 64 of Cody Sturgill. He is in the pits already. He's got damage. Brian Jones, you see his car is smoking. That hood is flapping. He is not, he's trying to make it to pit road, but I'm not really sure he can make it. We'll see. Yeah, that right front.
No.
It's supposed to be going around and round, and yeah, not happening. He's being shown the meatball.
Yeah, that 4 is done.
All right, lap 117, just 17 laps to go here in Texas. John Ledger finds himself at the front of this field.
I'll give Brian Jones one thing. He is a very confident man driving that 4 machine these extra laps here. Obviously, he's got the meatball have to come in, but, I mean, he's trying. I'll give it to him.
Yeah. Now the drivers are at the front here. John Ledger, he pitted last on lap 93 with a full 4-tire stop. Calvin Allison, who's being second, pitted on lap 99. Ty Bosick also lap 93. Maxwell Caldwell lap 99. So all those drivers came in earlier. Everybody behind them, Walker Thomas, Pete Tart, Kyle Smalley, Matt Wood, pretty much the rest of the top 10 leaders, they all came in just now, lap 116, and got fresh tires and fuel.
It will be 16 to go at the line, which essentially at this point, it's a mad dash to the finish. You just have to get there now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, just 16 laps to go here in Texas. It's now, this is do or die here for the drivers. I am surprised that Brian Jones is still staying out. That car is damaged beyond. He's to head into the pits. All right, John Ledger starts from the outside. He is the control car. He's got his teammate Ty Bosick sitting in row 2. Calvin Allison just to his inside as we get back underway here in Texas.
16 to go to decide a winner. Here at Texas Motor Speedway, green flag back out. Good jump for Ledger in the 19 machine. He's got a lot of good cars behind him. Going to try to do everything he can in that 19. Here comes Calvin Allison in the 88. Way up high goes the 19.
Yeah, he stays high. The 88 is challenging right by the door. The 94 slips into third. And the 88 drives right by.
Caldwell coming into the picture. There's your third place point sitter, Walker Thomas, now trying to fight his way back up. And ahead of everybody who he pitted with, Pete Tart in the 67 machine finds himself ahead of the people he was fighting earlier, Wood and Smalley, as well as Wishon in the 17.
Solid racing here, door to door, as these leaders try to get themselves back up to the front here. After that stop, you can see the 21 of Matthew Wood there. Saw a puff of smoke there. Don't know what that was from.
I think it's the 4 of Jones.
Jones is given the DQ. He is out. Oh, we are 3 wide here.
Oh my.
94 down low, 19 in the middle, 17 up high. That's Wishon. Here comes the rest of the field trying to, the Caldwell super
Oh.
loose. Now we're still 3 wide. Contact with the 85 and the 7. They hold it together.
Tight racing down the front straightaway here at Texas Motor Speedway. Lewis almost getting into it with the 85 machine of Lindgren. Almost 3 wide here. Looks like we may see it again coming off 2. But Calvin Alice says, car on the wall. Todd Merkel down the back straightaway.
Yeah, 2 in the
Trouble
wall.
for the 2.
No flag. He's just hanging on to it, but no flag does fly.
Well, that will certainly change things.
Yeah, but something happened at the front. We were covering Pete Tart crashed, I believe.
Calvin Allison, Zach Lindgren will get an EOL as well. Trouble for Tart, Bostic. Oh my.
Let's go back and recap that, folks. There's a lot of action. We thought that the problem was back with Todd Merkel, but we were negligent watching the front here. There's contact with the 67 and the 88. The 88 comes up and there's contact with the 67. They're in the wall. That changes everything up at the front here. Oh, the 88 comes down. Their 22 is involved. Oh, we need a better shot of this. Lots of action here. You talk about the big one on super speedways, but what we got is a big one here.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the 88 to make him do that. I don't think he got loose.
And now you see he's about to come right back down into the field.
Yeah, Lindgren. Look at Lindgren almost flipping.
Yeah, let's rewind it. I want to see one thing from inside the 88.
Okay, so there's initial contact. So there's the 88. Let's take a look here. So here comes the 67. That 88 pretty much all the way to the bottom of the racetrack to
and he's
get a block
counter-steering.
there.
He's counter-steering to try and stay up.
Yep.
And so the 67 is to his outside. Yeah. Okay, well, admin will take, that's their job. They can look at this and figure it out.
Yep, we're just the broadcasters. We're just sitting back and enjoying the show.
Yeah, just seeing what's happening.
So cars out of this race so far. Brian Jones and Ty Bostic are your next couple cars who will DNF this race. So far out is Brian Jones. I believe David Watson still in this race. Sturgill, Howell, Bullard, Brown at Houston, Horton, Kirker, Ramirez, Burnett, and Pittman. All out of this race so far.
Zach Lindgren is in the pits. He's got a meatball flag. 85 has got damage. He's had a great race up until this restart.
Yeah, Elite Motorsports is having a really good day with that 85 machine. Just really unfortunate there. So this puts your top 3 in points within breathing distance of each other. It is Thomas, Wood, Smalley, and then Jared Wishon in the 17. Couple drivers who were looking for their first win this season. Heck, the first win in his career. The number 7 of Justin Lewis was an all-star last year. And we know how bad Lewis wants to win a race in the IWM Cup Series. He's been working hard for it the last couple of years. Could this be the day that the 7 finally breaks through? Here's your points here. That is your top 3. 1, 2, 3 here. And this would be a big points day for Thomas if he could pull off a win here.
All right, we'll go back to green flag racing at lap 126. Giving us just 8 laps to go here at Texas.
And we're back to green. Good jump by Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas gets down.
Oh, here comes
Lines up in the
Smalley.
middle. Yeah, Smalley to the inside.
Oh, Justin Lewis. Matthew Wood tries to thread the needle, gets it done. What a pass by the 21. Wow. How did he fit that car there?
17 of Lewis, super loose.
Oh,
They're
trouble.
wrecking. 7 is wrecking behind Justin Lewis in the wall.
Oh,
and
man.
Thomas both wrecked out there. Caution flies here with just a handful of laps left. Watching the 7 of Justin Lewis here. Right down on the line.
Yeah, the one at that. Yeah, the one's in the wall.
Yeah, but the seven just drifted all the way up. Had no place.
Yeah.
Inertia took him right up into the 1, unfortunately.
Unfortunate for Lewis, and he's talked about in the past that it's been one of those years he's been desperate for a win, trying to get one, almost like proving himself, and unfortunately there just drifted up the racetrack. One was in the way there, and unfortunately will put him at the back. So this will be Smalley, Wood, and Wishin, your top 3.
Yeah, with Poeschi, Sammy Harrell up to 5th behind. That would be, if Sammy Harrell can finish in the top 5, that would be major redemption after this evening. It'd be
an amazing points day. He's gone from 2 laps down to daggum 5th now, and it's been a heck of a day for that 43 machine. If he manages to finish top 3 and we manage to get an interview, I am without a shadow of a doubt that 43 team is going to be ecstatic if he can pull off one of these here. Poeschi, another good car. He's had an up and down day, and he's looking to have another top 5 finish here. But John Ledger back into the 7th spot as well. In the 6th place spot, the 14 of Michael Anthony has found his way back up to the top 10.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to go back to green, probably with just 2 or 3 laps to go here. We'll go lights off next time by. That'll be lap 30, and we'll go back to green at lap 31. 131.
Another car that's notable inside the top 10, Nathan Yarnell in the 55 machine has found his way up to 10th.
All right, did we extend the caution at all? The lights are still on the base car.
Probably 1 to green here.
Yep, that would make sense. So we'll be at lap 30, go back to green at lap 131. Just 3 laps. All right, thank you all for tuning in and staying with us tonight. We appreciate all of you who have hung in there. We are the closing laps of the IWM Cup Series race here at Texas for the Wurth 200. Right now, Kyle Smalley out in front, but he has got Matthew Wood to the outside, Jared Wishin behind Smalley, and Poeschi behind Wood. That's your top 4. Don't count out those in row 3, Anthony and Harrell. They have had a really great place to be with 3 laps to go for those 2 drivers.
anybody's race at this point inside this top 5. Everybody pretty much on an equal playing field. Let's settle the score in the Lone Star State. Good jump by Smalley. We're back to green. 3 laps to go.
Good move by Wishon right there to try and compete and slip into second place ahead of Matthew Wood.
Big stack up in the back. Big loose for Ledger there in turn 2. He got a bit of a shove there. And a pass for second trying to happen. Can't get it done. That's Jared Wishon. He'll fall back in line. And Matthew David Wood, an up and down day for the 21 machine. He doesn't have long to do it. Only a couple laps to go for the 21.
3 laps to go here. 21 gets around. He's looking for a run. He's usually used that high line. That's been his slingshot move of the day here. And again, he's taking that high line. Oh, contact with the safer barrier.
That's not going to help Wood at all. And he is pushing that car with everything he's got left in the tank. Can he do it? 2 to go.
All right, next time by, that white flag will fly. 21 trying everything he can to get around and at least hold on to second. But the 17 is right there. Matthew Wood just set the fastest lap of the race at 29.72 that time by.
Will it be enough? Here they come off turn 4, white flag.
It's hard when the leader turns a 29.73. But here we go. Last lap of the race. Matthew Wood trying to catch up to Kyle Smalley. Smalley out in front. Contact with the wall.
Yep, into the wall is Wood. Here they come down the back straightaway. Wishon going to try to make a last-ditch pass for second. Can't quite get it done. And the day comes true for Smalley. Kyle Smalley, 5th win of the season. It'll come at Texas Motor Speedway.
Matthew Wood holds on to second place. Jared Wishon in third. That is your top 3. That is your podium. We'll bring you the rest of the finishers in just a minute. As results begin to populate, but Kyle Smalley out in front brings home the win, getting some congratulatory bumps.
What a run for this top 10 here. Nathan Yarnell, a good run. Sammy Harrell, great recovery for the 43, and he can go home happy with that one.
'51 doing his burnout and celebration.
And burning it down is the 51, and a hard-fought win. Got the lead about halfway through the race off of a bad pit stop for the 21, and he pulls it off. And there is your stats here. Smalley, 75 laps led. He will have the most laps led award. Fastest lap is Matthew Wood, 29.722. Fastest lap of the race. Hard charger once again. Matthew David Wood up 25 spots here. And I believe, yeah, that'll be with the the broken telemetry.
Yeah.
I think we'll have to manually look at your hard charger. I think it'll be Nathan Yarnell up from 24th. He finishes 10th.
All right, with that, let's give you our finishing order. Kyle Smalley brings it home. He wins. Matthew Wood in second. Wishon third. Andrew Pileshi fourth. Sammy Harrell fifth. Michael Anthony in sixth. Maxwell Caldwell in seventh. Jordan Weaver in eighth. Chuck Van Scoik in ninth. And Nathan Yarnell in 10th.
John Ledger will finish 11th. Bud Shearer will finish in the 12th place spot. Walker Thomas 13th. Justin Lewis 14th. Christoph Hall in 15th. Todd Merkel in 16th. Calvin Allison 17th. Casey Herschel 18th. Good run for Marco Berube. He'll finish 19th. And 20th will be David Watts.
Yeah, great finish by David Watts. 21st, Pete Tart. 22nd, Ty Bostic. 23rd is Zach Lindgren, followed by Brian Jones, Cody Sturgill, Christopher Howell, Luke Bullard, Jeremy Brown, J.R. Houston, and Justin Horton. Finishing up the last 4, Aiden Kirker, Roberto Ramirez, Maurice Burnett, and Ryan Pittman. All right, that's our results. Let's go ahead and get our drivers in. A better shot of that. Let's go ahead and grab Jared Wishon here. Jared, congratulations on your finish here.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, Jared. Congratulations on your third place finish. Tough fought race tonight.
Yeah, we was up front earlier, and I thought track position was going to be important. And on one of the restarts, somebody was on my back bumper and got us loose into one, and fell to about 10th. And then we was in one of those wrecks and had to come in and repair some damage. And we just I don't really know how we got back up here. I guess we just slowly worked the way up here, and then on that restart, the field got mixed up. We was able to get some positions there and avoid the last caution. And clean air did a lot, and really helped us be able to stay up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a big battle between yourself and Matthew Wood towards the last few laps there, battling for position.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be hard to pass because he had that top in 1 and 2 figured out pretty good, and I could not. I don't know why, but I just could not get the top in 1 and 2 to work to my favor all night long. So I was just kind of like stuck on the bottom there, not being able to move around, and it unfortunately didn't give me any runs into like 3 to be able to try to make a pass on anybody unless they just had a bad corner or turn 2. So it was just kind of stuck there behind him. And but after the way my season's gone, I would gladly take a P3.
Congratulations with that. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Premier Racing Setups for being on the car. If anyone's looking for an open setup, definitely go check them out. Diecast Fans for being on the car. You can go to circlebdiecast.com and use code DFans for free shipping for the month of May, so definitely take advantage of that. And thank you guys for broadcasting.
You got it. All right, that's your third place finisher, Jared Wishon, finishing third here in Texas. And with that, let's go ahead and grab Matthew Wood here. And let's talk a chance with Matthew here. Matthew, congratulations on your second place finish. Man, that was a tough race.
It was a tough race, but you know, the track is literally like 140 degrees. Can't do anything with it. We were having a pretty good race up front, and I took tires, got all the way back through the field just for, typical people wreck for dead last. And then, I decided it's better to not take tires, and I fall back a little bit, and then when I take them again, I get back up to the front, and people wreck for 20th again. And then I get back up, and I'm following behind them, just trying to save a little bit of tire for the end, and the 67 just flat out runs over the 88 purposely. He literally admitted it. And then the 88 just comes up and hooks a right on him. I watched it with my own eyes. He could say what he wants, but that was pretty bad. So then Walker has damage. And with the gearing in this setup, I hated it because if you were the outside front row in the restart, there's nothing you can do. There was literally nothing you could do, because if you tried to go with the leader, then you're just going to wheel spin. So you have to basically pre-jump it, and it's so annoying. So Walker got ahead of me, and when he was destroyed, he just couldn't keep it on the bottom because, no fault of his own, right? He's destroyed. But that parked it in front of me, and then I got into the 7. So unfortunately, I didn't want to hit Justin there. And then from there, Kyle did everything textbook like he always does and got the win, because, I'm terrible in the short run. I couldn't, and, on new tires, there's only so much you can do. Everyone's so even. Well,
congratulations on at least coming in second. I know that That's not the finish that you wanted, but there's always next week. So we'll go into our next race, and hopefully it'll be what you need.
Yeah, hopefully. Like I said, you just got to thank Outlier Speedco. We've made a lot of progress through iRacing, and just wish I could be a little bit better for them. Like I said, there's only so much you can do when your strong suit is saving tires, and people spin out, and it's out of your control.
Well, next week we'll be at Watkins Glen. I think you've done pretty well there in the past.
Oh, I love Watkins Glen. I raced with, if anybody knows him, he's Sean Coughlin. He's probably top 5 all time on iRacing road courses, at least on the NASCAR side, and I learned a lot from him. So going into next week, I just gotta do what I can to try and at least close this gap after I got absolutely killed at Talladega after the wreck was already over.
Okay. Well, any shout outs tonight, Matthew?
Outlier Speedco, like I said. Walker, congratulations, Walker for not killing me. He was destroyed, right? I expected him to just go out in turn 1 and lose it, because he had a lot of right side damage, and that usually makes you very, very loose. But he kept it together. Unfortunately, he got taken out there. Got to congratulate Kyle. Another win. Wish we could actually battle it out sometimes, but it comes down to strategy in these races and who's where at the caution at 5 to go. So thank the Lord for the opportunity. Thank you guys for doing what you do, and we'll go to Watkins Glen and hopefully dominate Watkins Glen.
There you go. All right, that's Matthew Wood finishing in second here in Texas, and with that we'll bring in our winner of today's race. Bring in Mr. Kyle Smalley. Kyle, congratulations on your win. Man, it was a wild day here in Texas.
Yeah, there was a few more cautions than I wanted, but in the end, it all played out. I mean, racing with Matthew, Jared, and all the balls out guys up front, it's a lot of fun, and it's very challenging as well. Luckily, I got through that wreck with Calvin, and I think it was the 63.
67, I think, yeah.
Yeah. But Walker got in the wall, and he had damage, so
yeah.
Didn't really get to battle with him like I would have for the win, but it all played out in the end. We got the win.
Yep, take it. Absolutely. And yeah, good stage points. They can finish second in the stage, so you'll drive away from Texas with some good points. Of course, next week is Watkins Glen. We'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah, Texas is my home track. I live 10 minutes from it, so to me, this was a huge win just because of that. And this weekend's also my birthday, so I got that as well.
Well, congratulations.
So
happy birthday.
Thank you. It all came down to really feeling good about getting this win. But yeah, Watkins Glen, I mean, obviously I can't beat the 21, so basically it's just a battle for second. But I'll see what I can do and see how well I can turn right.
All right, sounds great. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, everybody at Balls Out Racing. Diecast fans, if you use DFans at Circle B Diecast, it's free shipping for the rest of the month. Make sure you get your patriotic cars and all that ordered for this month. And Elite Designs, getting the win in the Texas car is pretty cool. So can't wait for get pictures of that. And you guys for broadcasting, Elliot for doing the league, and that's about it.
All right, you got it. All right, folks, that's your winner here at Texas. Kyle Smalley brings home the win. Any thoughts, Noah?
No, just a great race tonight, and definitely a deserved win for Kyle Smalley. I mean, that you can't really get much better than that. Your home track and on your birthday, nonetheless, and you really had to fight for that one. He definitely earned it. Really unfortunate for Matthew Wood there. Thought he had the win for sure, just a bad restart, and that just shows you how fickle racing can be. It's one mess up and your whole day can be over. But good run for a lot of guys here, especially for Harold Van Scoyk. A lot of these guys got some points that they have been needing this season in order to make the chase. So it's going to be a fun one coming down to the wire. and ready to have a change of pace going into the road course next week.
All right, sounds great. Well, thanks again for tuning in tonight, folks. Obviously, we had a little glitch somewhere there in the middle, but it all worked out at the end. So from Noah and myself, we thank you for tuning in. Next week, we'll be at Watkins Glen on Wednesday nights. Tomorrow night, we will have the INRS All-Star Race at Dover. Looking forward to that race. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, tune into the IWM Broadcast Network for that race with the INRS Racing Series. Again, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Good night.